just sit back and marvel at the greatness we just watched? What I love about what I get to do and what I love at how I deliver to the people, I'm not biased with this. Y'all know I'm a Los Angeles Lakers fanatic, but that ain't my job. My job is not to be a Lakers fan. My number one job is to, no matter what happens, deliver the most unbiased version of myself to the people. Kevin Durant is the best basketball player in the world right now. He's the best basketball player in the world right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I just watched Kevin Durant single-handedly. And shout out to Jeff Green. He had 27 points. Shout out to James Harden. Wasn't really productive, but he definitely brought an emotional boost to that team. But this is all about Kevin Durant. He missed a free throw late. He would have had a 50-point triple-double. Fam, Game 5. Kyrie goes down in Game 4. For all intents and purposes, you know if Brooklyn goes to Milwaukee down 3 games to 2, Milwaukee knows they can't go back to Brooklyn for a Game 7 with Kevin Durant on the court. So essentially, your season is on the line in Game 5. Kevin Durant goes out there and gives his Brooklyn team 49 points, 17 rebounds, and 10 assists. Fam, nah. That is the best basketball player in the world. And I want y'all to understand who I am as a person. I was not willing to give KD that title as best player. I had given it to Giannis in the past for a few months. I had given it to Kawhi following his championship in 19. I've been unwilling to give that title to Kevin Durant because for me, we talk about guys like KD, Giannis, Bron. Like, for me, these are all greats, all first ballot Hall of Famers. But a lot of times it comes down to, for me, your best ability being availability. And for me, I couldn't give KD that title. He wins 2 championships back-to-back on a stacked Golden State Warriors team. I don't care what nobody's. It was a stacked team, damn it. For me, how I rate stars, you got to show it to me. Like, you got to have some pressure in your face. You got to have some adversity. The Golden State Warriors were so great and so sound, probably the best offensive team in the history of the game at their pinnacle. Night to night, you didn't have to be great. You had to be really good. And really good could beat every team in the NBA, and that's what the Warriors did for back-to-back championships. I couldn't give it to KD after that. And then he gets hurt. He gets hurt right after, tears his Achilles. I'm not finna say an injured guy is the best player in the world when he's out, when I'm watching guys like Bron go after it, Steph go after it. I couldn't give KD the best title in the world, best player in the world title. That's me. Some people had already done it. I couldn't do it. But we're here today. I told y'all before the second round started, I said the best player in the world trophy is up for grabs. It's down to 3 guys. It's down to Kawhi. It's down to KD and Giannis. And Kawhi still has an opportunity to take that title back because if he can get to the Western Conference Finals and then the NBA Finals, he would have an opportunity against KD or Giannis. Right now it's looking like KD. But for that title, I was going to give it to most likely KD or Giannis coming out of that series. Giannis dominated the Nets in the regular season. He ain't dominating them in the playoffs. We'll get to Giannis in an entirely different video. I want to focus on what Kevin Durant is doing. Your back is against the wall. You go out and deliver for your team in one of the most incredible ways. And I want everybody to sit back and marvel at greatness real quick. This wasn't a stacked Brooklyn Nets team. Fam, James Harden was awful in that basketball game. He was an emotional boost, but his actual play, awful. 0 points at the half. Fam, you'll never see another game where James Harden had 0 points in the half. I guarantee you that. 5 points in total, James Harden will never do that again. He's clearly bothered by that hamstring injury, and he's not great under pressure. Kevin Durant was, though. This is the first time for me since Kevin Durant played in Oklahoma City that I seen KD in a game where he had to be great. If he wasn't great, his team would have lost. That's what I judge this on. If you have to be great, What do you do? That's how I judge the best people for jobs, positions. When you got to be great, when your back is against the wall, who do you become? Kevin Durant became 49, 17, and 10 in that basketball game for the Brooklyn Nets against the Milwaukee Bucks, game 5. And fam, that's one of the most incredible performances I've ever seen in my life. Fam, the Nets were down, but they went out because they know they got a 7-foot monster that every time he shoots the basketball, you literally believe there's a better chance it goes in, watch this, versus it missing. That's how great he is. How many players have we known to, when they shoot the basketball, you have to convince yourself when the ball is in the air that it might not go in? That's a short list of people, by the way. Everywhere on the basketball court. Like with Mike and Cole, mid-range game, we obviously thought every shot was going in. At the rim, we knew that they can make spectacular plays. But KD can do that as well. With Steph Curry, it's the three-point shot where you think it's going to always go in. KD can do that as well. Every spot on the court, not to mention the brothers 90% from the free throw line, you can't foul him. Ironically, the only free throw that he missed in this basketball game was the last one that could have gave him 50. He don't miss free throws, bro. 9 times out of 10. Literally 9 times out of 10, he don't miss free throws. He's 90%. Fam? And he picked up Giannis a little bit too. And by the way, Giannis is the defensive player of the year last year. Like, that's not KD's fault that Giannis don't want no smoke with him. Giannis won Defensive Player of the Year a year ago, a few months ago technically, and he don't want no smoke with KD right now. He ain't guarding him. Hell, KD has guarded Giannis more than Giannis has guarded KD. How does that sound in this series? That's real, by the way. PJ Tucker's been the guy that's picked up the assignment of Durant. And I'm not going to say PJ Tucker ain't do it. He tried. He tried in this one. It didn't work. Them game 4 tactics didn't work in Brooklyn. Fam, that is one of the most remarkable performances. And this has been my theory all year. Remember, I told y'all, right when the Nets made the trade for James Harden, I understand why they did it. They did it. They did the right move. Kyrie Irving was literally he was MIA. Literally, the team said they hadn't talked to him. You had to go get some protection for Kyrie. You got KD in his prime. But remember, KD and Karis LeVert and the Nets were in New York. No Kyrie. And KD was balling literally right before that trade. The day before, something like that. And I was like, yo, this version of Kevin Durant can go win the MVP. I knew he still had that in him. He wasn't my best player in the world, but I knew he was one of the top 3. Now he's my best player in the world. And the beauty in it is if Kawhi surpasses him, it'll have to be in the NBA Finals most likely. That's hard. KD balled out. That wasn't no super team in Brooklyn. That was really KD as the only star on the court. Like I said, Harden was out there, but he wasn't really out there. You have to respect him because he's one of the most lethal scorers of all time. But with that hammy, he ain't that right now. No Kyrie. That's why I watched the game. Kevin Durant brought his team back, put him on his shoulders, and he delivered an all-time level performance. Fam, the highlight is coming in a few hours. Please stay tuned to the platform. Shout out Kevin Durant. Best in the world right now. LeBron's on social media bigging him up. A lot of players are on social media bigging him up. He deserves it. Giannis just said in the post-game presser, which I don't think was a smart idea, he said Kevin Durant's the best player in the world. Shout out to KD. If he is available, the only asterisk to this is, can he stay healthy? If he's healthy, he's the best player in the world. He deserves that.